He plans to file a lawsuit against police on McKenna's behalf. Griffith says the beating is only half the story. This is the sworn statement of charges against McKenna by the police. Alleges assault on a police officer and disorderly conduct. It claims McKenna struck those officers and their horses, causing minor injuries, and that McKenna was kicked by the horses and sustained minor injuries. The video does not support either of the police claims. Really? So now you have a complete cover-up. A brutal, vicious beating, and then a complete cover-up by police. Why does this not surprise me in America? You police should be ashamed of yourselves, by the way. This is not why you wear a badge. The words serve and protect not mean anything to you. You don't understand what your job is anymore. Most of you. I mean, if you're out there doing your job, then I applaud you. You have my respect. If you're one of these cops that is out there writing a 17-year-old a fine for smoking a cigarette, or if you're out there brutally attacking people and then covering it up, you should be ashamed of yourself. McKenna suffered a head wound requiring multiple staples. The injuries to his body matched the pattern of police batons, not horses' hooves. Clearly the charging document is a lie, said Griffiths. As you can see from the tape, there is not a single fact in that document which is true. The county prosecutors dropped the charges against McKenna on Monday. We showed the video and charging document to Prince George County's police officer, Police Major Andy Ellis. He says the Police Internal Affairs Office will begin an immediate investigation. There are things in that video that concern me, and we're going to take a look at it. Chief Hilton will not condone excessive force in this or any other case. The chief has seen the video. I'll tell you that I was outraged. I was very disappointed at the conduct I saw on the part of my officers on the videotape. Hilton says one officer who has been identified so far will be suspended and stripped of his police powers. After an investigation, he says other officers involved will likely be fired. In a statement Monday night, McKenna family responded to the police violence, saying some of these characters ought to go to jail, some merely ought to merely be booted off the force, and the remainder should be properly trained to discover that force is not always necessary and brutality is always wrong. Jack McKenna was left with multiple concussions and a gash to his skull, but according to the sworn statement of charges by police, the injuries were caused by horses. The report claims McKenna incited a crowd and assaulted the officers. It's ridiculous. Although Prince George State Attorney Glenn Ivey acknowledges the video tells a compelling and contradictory story, he told us, "I definitely think there are grounds for an investigation in the video. I don't want to prejudge it, but I think it's very powerful, no question about that." The McKennas say that while they're pleased that the county police are launching an investigation, they're also looking at filing a criminal or civil lawsuit in this case. Federal investigators will also be looking at the tape to determine if civil rights violations occurred. I'm sure they did. And county prosecutors may pursue assault charges when the officers involved are identified. I think what you had was a situation where they were going to pick a few people out of the crowd and make examples of them in front of the students, and that's what they did, Griffith said. Then they took the extra step of covering up their misconduct by falsely charging. University of Maryland senior Marcos Hernandez was near Route 1 when the crowd became unruly after the game. He claims to have seen several incidents of police brutality. "I saw at least 5 of them," Hernandez told ABC 7 News. "I saw girls get hit from behind with a baton, like the standard riot push with the baton. Many students were shocked by the video. A bouncer at a college park bar says he empathizes with police, but only to an extent. There are limits. I mean, we have rules when we're bouncing. You don't cross a certain line. This looks like it would be crossing said line." Some said the video provides another negative image for both the Prince George's County Police Department and the university. "Bringing all the horses in and seeing all these attacks is just bad for the image of Maryland," said Jay Kim, a junior. The Prince George's Police Department emerged from the federal oversight only 14 months ago. Prince George's County, they arrested 28 people during the civil unrest that followed the basketball game, including 23 students. Officers say they were pelted with snow and ice balls. One officer reported being punched in the face. People were caught uprooting road signs, and three small fire appeared. An estimated 1,500 people occupied Route 1, blocking traffic. So instead of dealing with these things the way they should have been handled, going through proper procedure, using, ideas of human decency and constitutional rights in mind, they don't go about any such action, and rather than arrest or fine or apprehend the people that are, you know, actually causing the problems, the few of them that are doing that, you know, as opposed to the huge group or whatever. Instead of doing that, they pick certain people out and they just beat the snot out of them, you know, to show the rest of them what's up with the angriness. Really? People thinking these days. What's next? We have Nazi police kill 9/11 truth free speech. This is actually a video from We Are Change San Antonio, Texas. Basically what happens is We Are Change San Antonio shows up. They have a banner. I believe it's an Investigate 9/11 banner. Something to that effect. Free DVDs, free information on 9/11, and the police show up and tell them that they can't have the banner, they can't advertise. However, they're not actually advertising to sell a product. They're not making any money off the deal, so it's not really advertising. It's just you know, a sign for, you know, free material, I guess. If you want to, if you can advertise for a free product, it's advertising. However, nobody's making money off of it, so I don't believe it falls into the category of advertising. I could be wrong. But regardless, there is no ordinance against it in San Antonio. In the San Antonio City Code, at the very bottom of the page, there's a note that says, we note that the city has pointed out that San Antonio has special exemptions to address political and other non-commercial speech within its sign ordinances. Basically meaning that if it's non-commercial speech, meaning not for the purpose of generating any sort of profit, you should be able to hold that sign up. You should be able to advertise your political beliefs, and that's exactly what they were doing. So they should not have been deterred from doing what they were whatsoever. And basically what this is it's on YouTube. If you want to check out the We Are Change San Antonio YouTube, their channel is, let me check that out just to be sure. Yes, that is the web address. The official web address is youtube.com/wearechange.sa, all one word, and that should get you there. And I believe it's the most recent thing posted on, oh no, not quite the most recent, one of their most recent, posted on their YouTube. But this is just another example of police going out of their way to make trouble for the citizens of America for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that they want to stop them from spreading their information because they don't like it. You can see this video for yourself and see what's going on here. It's 4 parts, and I would play it if it was like 2 minutes and record it for you on the webcast, but it's in 4 parts, and each part is like 10 minutes long, and it's basically a bunch of the same nonsense over and over again. The police just, you know, trying to find any loophole that they possibly can to get them to not be able to spread their message. So shame on you, police in San Antonio, or at least this specific officer. And actually, these people give out let me just read this quick. This is something I think that I think they would probably want done on this newscast. Here we go. If you want to check out the video, and then they have all the information, send complaints to sanantonio.gov/SAPAR /parkpolice.asp. That would be where you send complaints. They have a link up there. Send comments to Kelly.Irvin, it's KELLY.IRVIN @sanantonio.gov. Call 210-207-8480 for assistance. Park Police, number is 210-207-8590, and then they have the actual San Antonio City Code listed, and that's where you get at the bottom. I'm not going to read the whole code, and then at the bottom of the code it says, we note the city has pointed out that San Antonio has special exemptions to address political and other non-commercial speech within its sign ordinances. So go there, check that out. Interesting info. And here the next story we have is We Are Change Utah confronting Utah Attorney General, General Mark Shurtleff.